Synth Anthology 4 is a monster rompler from UVI for their Falcon and free UVI Workstation synths, and it features 4,000 patches with sounds taken from 200 synths, including not just your favourites, but some hidden gems as well. Let's check it out. Synth Anthology 4 is packed with loads of presets that have been made using all the audio samples from this array of classic synths it includes, but you can also make patches basically from scratch yourself, which I think is probably what we're all a little bit more interested in. So we can't actually choose an initial patch here. So let's load up any presets, and when we get into the instrument itself, then we can choose the Init Mono or the Init Unison patches. So let's go for Init Mono. This gives us a single oscillator. We can see it's panned centrally. Great. If we choose the Init Unison preset, we have two oscillators, and they're panned a bit to the left and a bit to the right. Also great, though you'll notice there's a unison effect here. It's not active for either of them, so it's slightly confusing. It's called Unison, whatever. We'll get over it eventually. Okay, so let's choose the Init Mono patch here. This is going to give us an Analog Solutions Colossus sawtooth to start with, and this is fine for checking out the built-in filter. So let's check that out first. There's three filter types. The first is a multi-mode filter, and it's nice and creamy, and you can drive it a bit if you so desire. And you've got your low pass, band pass, and high pass. It's a lot of fun. Not really any slopes or anything like that, but there's also a state variable filter. And what we can do here is we can morph between low pass and high pass. And if we whack this up, oh, yes, indeed, it does self-oscillate. So you know what to expect from that. And then we have a comb. You know what a comb does. Lots of fun there. So let's reset this. Now, there's a ton of audio information here. So if you want to program a sound from scratch, what you can do is you can click the oscillator waveform, and then look, you're presented with categories of different types of synths. So let's say, hypothetically, you want to hear a lovely PCM synth pad. This isn't really a hypothetical. I do actually want to hear that. Let's choose a Korg Trinity sound, Evolution. Let's have a listen to this. Oh, yeah. It's a gorgeous 90s Korg pad. And of course, it's because we're just selecting a waveform here. It hasn't actually really set up any envelope stuff for us, so we can just go in here and, make ourselves a lovely, lovely smooth sound. And, we can't really improve on this with any filtering or any unison, or even any of these lovely standard effects. But what I do like is the macro effects on the front panel. These are pretty cool. So you got some tone and phaser stuff and everything, and that's in Crush. That's a bit crusher. But what's really nice is Cloud. That's right. It's a sort of delay with some pitch shifting on it. So let's hear how that sounds. Yes, indeed. Oh, man. So this does the practically impossible of giving you a gorgeous 90s sound and allowing you to improve it even further, which is pretty sick. So thus far, we've just looked at using one synth layer, but you can use the B layer to add another oscillator and make a more involved sound. So let's find another sound. So let's go for let's see all the pads. And there's one in here that I'd particularly like to use, which is an emulator sound. So I'll bypass this for a second. We can just listen to this on its own. What a luscious pad, and from 1984 and everything. Okay, so before I reactivate layer A, I'm going to do some modulation stuff so you can see how that works. So I'm going to turn down the filter cutoff and bring up the modulation routing, I should say. And then turn up LFOB, and we'll activate that. Oh, there we go. That's a bit much, so we'll turn that down. I don't want that synced. Oh, there we go. And do you know what? We'll have some envelope stuff there. And do you know what? While we're at it, let's just have a look at the effects section. Let's have a nice bit of chorus on here, I think. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so then we go back to the main section and we will re-enable the A voice, and let's have a listen. Now we have a lovely complex pad sound, and you can do key range stuff, so you can create splits, but if you want a nice big sound, you're probably just gonna want to layer it up like I have there. So another way that you can explore the library of classic synth sounds on offer is to go into the preset menu, and here we can see all the new patches that UVI have created, which are all very well and good. But then we can also go into machines, and here you can browse by manufacturer and model of synth. So we have many familiar names here, like Casio, you might have heard of them, EMU, M, which is short for Moog or Moog, however you like that. So tons of very familiar stuff. Also, some less familiar stuff. For example, Radical Technologies Spectralis 2. I mean, I can't say I'm familiar with this synth, but I like this patch. Let's say you want to go for something a little bit more familiar. There's a ton of Korg stuff in here, including a bunch of synths that don't have digital versions yet, including the O1W and the Trinity. Please, Korg, let's have some plugins of those. But never mind that for the moment. So yeah, let's check out the X3 rack, and specifically the Steve Wand preset. I wonder what that could be a reference to. So a lot of the sounds here aren't very boombastic, but they are packed with vintage flavor. And if there's a synth that you've always wanted to try out, let's say hypothetically the Kurzweil K2500, then you can, I don't know, check out some of the sounds. Have yourself a little vintage synth tour. Ain't that nice? And then you can whack some pitch shifting delay on it. And you're in synth heaven, baby, all day and all night. There's some other sounds I wanted to have a look at in here. The Ensoniq Physmo, I have to say, passed me by. I don't know what this is, but it's got some nice sounds. Very nice little delicate organ there. And then there's another a nice pad in here that I rather enjoyed as well. Also, another synth that I really wanted to check out was the Kawai K5000. I'm not going to be able to buy one of these anytime soon, but hey, we can enjoy some pads. Lovely, lovely stuff. Let's just keep going with these. I mean, that's gorgeous. I like having a patch I can load up, and it just sounds nice. So for the new sounds, I particularly enjoyed the pads and the plucks. Let's have a look at some of those. Let's go for Cosmos soundtracks. Then we'll have a bit of Field Ancestors as well. You might notice some minor audio glitches after loading patches. That is just because of my screen capture driver, and that isn't something that you'll get when you're using the instrument normally. All pretty nice. Now, some of them, for example, this Heavenly Larson pad, you can see that they've got some modulation that's modulating between the two oscillators there. And we can turn this down if we want, and then we can, for example, just have the first oscillator, and then if it's like there's kind of a lot of drive on a lot of these patches and stuff like that, you know, we can just take all the effects off. There we go, and have something a bit simpler, which I felt for me improved a bunch of the patches. So that's something you might want to try out. Let's try this Kuiper belt patch as well. This seems pretty cool. Nice indeed. Let's go for some primordial drone. What would that sound like? A primordial drone. It would sound nice. And let's go for some silver side here. Silver slide, I should say. Ooh, some nice portamento there. Oh yeah. Now that's nice. I like that stuff. How about some tunic? Yeah. That sort of sound really does it for me, personally. Maybe it does for you too. Vex Connect. Lovely. Really, really good. Let's check out some plucks, because we can't listen to pads all day. I know that's all we want to do, but hey, let's go for IDM pluck. So then, another functionality that's pretty cool, which I'll demonstrate with plastic waves. That's kind of plasticky. Down here, you have a bunch of different suggestions for different oscillator waveforms that you can use. So let's check it out. Oh, there you go. And there we have something that I prefer to the initial patch already, which is nice. I think I prefer that second one, but let's keep going. That's nice. Let's switch this one up as well while we're at it. Come on, buddy. There we go. So yeah, very easy to select a bunch of different sounds. Let's try that again. So this has kind of got a bit of a almost like a Selena sort of feel to it. But we can switch it up. Oh yeah. Very nice indeed. And let's check out some more plucks, because they're good stuff. Again. And there's some built-in sort of arpeggiator. That is per oscillator. Sort of fun if you are looking for something a bit more creative and want to give your fingers a bit of a rest. Sine voice. That's kind of cool stuff. What else we got? Solo Vox. That's cool. Vox organ. Not sure what the Moog Liberation from 1980 is, but it sure looks cool. And that's a lovely combo patch there. Let's try some wind stuff. Let's go for some Far Side Moon. Let's whack some cloud up on there. Haha, yeah! And again, another patch I'm going to try the cloud trick on is your liquid flutes. And that sounds cool anyway, but what happens? If you like pads, you are in the right place. Unknown territory. Now this one it's cool. I found it sounded better this time. Turning the effects off. Let's have a listen. Just a lot more dry. And you can whack your own stuff on there. Let's check out some Venus Theory stuff. I enjoyed these pads, but again... yeah, I felt like the effects were a little bit too much for me, so let's try it without. There we go. A less intense chord. Without the drive and the maximizer, that is more up my alley. Let's try some more of these pads. That's nice. Nice stuff. Now this is real Roland and Korg vibes. Absolutely great. If you like that sort of thing, you're really in for a treat here. So the synth also has a bank of MPE patches. I don't have a MPE controller. My fingers aren't that clever, so I couldn't really test those out. But that's a little added bonus if you're, something of a seaboard rolly guy. Then you can check those out. In terms of CPU usage, it's a little bit on the heavy side compared to like some other Romplers and everything, but nothing too outrageous. So yeah, I feel like it performs admirably. And like I say, during regular operation without screen capture recording, I didn't get any audio glitches when I was swapping between patches. So yes, the performance I would say is good. I've enjoyed my time with Synth Anthology 4, especially the patches taken directly from classic synths. It's great to use it like a virtual museum to get an idea of what old synths that you haven't had a chance to play with sound like. And a lot of the new school patches are great as well. And there's some cool features in there with the suggested waveforms and the awesome cloud effect and stuff like that. Really great stuff. On the downside, €149 isn't super cheap these days, but if you want to try before you buy, you could get a month of UVI's subscription service and check out this instrument and a bunch more as well. So yeah, on balance, really fab. And I look forward to using this instrument more in the future.